Happiness isn't exuberance, it's not excitement, it's not getting everything you want. I think it's a deeper place. It's when you're realizing the potential that you have as a human being in all your forms. When people think of Stoicism, I think the last thing they think is happiness, because part of what that lowercase Stoicism means to people in the English language is like, has no emotions. And we think of happiness as being a very emotional state. But I think to the Stoics, happiness was also the removal of destructive emotions, things like envy or fear or avarice or aggression or ambition. I'm Ryan Holiday. I've not only written now 10 books about Stoic philosophy, but I'm a real human being for whom happiness is important. Aristotle talks about happiness as eudaimonia, or human flourishing. And I think that's the place that Stoicism is trying to get you. And so in today's episode, we're going to talk about some Stoic strategies for happiness. Doesn't mean exuberant excitement and pleasure. That's not what the Stoics thought of happiness as. We're going to talk about strategies for Stoic happiness and what that looked like for Stoics. You can't base your happiness on external approval, because the Stoics would say it is firmly outside our dichotomy of control. It's not up to us. Marcus Aurelius says that ambition is tying your well-being to what other people say and do, meaning you don't control it, meaning they can take it away from you, they can reject you, they can deprive you of it. But he says sanity is tying it to your own action. You have to have the internal compass that says to yourself, I'm doing good work. What I'm doing matters. This is the right thing. This is success. You have to define that for yourself. You can't let other people do it, because then you've handed over your happiness, your wealth, everything to somebody else. It's really easy to feel dissatisfied. Theodore Roosevelt says, comparison is the thief of joy. Seneca, quoting Epicurus, says, if you don't regard what you have as enough, you'll never be happy, even if you're the ruler of the whole world. So for the Stoics, for the Epicureans, it was about enough. What is the right amount? It was about figuring out how to be grateful, how to be happy for what you have, rather than lying to yourself and telling yourself, if I get this thing, if I just do this, if I get this recognition, if I win this achievement, if I win this high office. That's what Cicero and Seneca get so wrong, is they think that if they just get to the top, then they'll be happy. No, this is enough, right? You got to figure out what enough is. Enough is where happiness comes from, because enough is what you have right now, right? We all have enough right now. And if we could see that, we would be happy. Joy or happiness or delight, that's not an emotion we associate. But the Stoics experience that. Epictetus says, me, I delight in my own improvement day to day. I love that. His delight wasn't coming from money or fame or recognition or pleasure. It was from getting better every day. It was from improving. It was from fulfilling his potential. It wasn't based on externals, as the Stoics warn us against. It was based on the inner work he could do on himself. It was knowing that he was becoming a little bit better, a little bit wiser, a little bit more self-controlled, self-contained, a little more resilient. That's where the Stoic finds joy and happiness and pleasure. The secret to productivity, but most of all happiness, is to not be so reachable. We have our phones, we have emails, we have watches, we have 50 different social inboxes, and then we wonder why we never get anything done. Seneca says if you want to improve, be content to be seen as ignorant about some matters. You can't always know what's going on. You can't always be reachable. Napoleon famously would wait 3 weeks until he opened his mail because he knew that most issues would resolve themselves. If you are always reachable, you will not be focused on the big important things. You will not be doing your work, and you will not be philosophical. Instead of talking about happiness, Aristotle uses this word eudaimonia, which basically means human flourishing, which I think is a better way of thinking about happiness. Happiness isn't exuberance, it's not excitement, it's not getting everything you want. I think it's a deeper place. It's when you're realizing the potential that you have as a human being in all your forms. And so if we can think then of happiness as that, the byproduct of doing all the things right in your life, wanting the right things, living the right way, prioritizing the right things, doing the right thing, happiness is the byproduct of that. I think it's a better way to think about it. Viktor Frankl talks about how happiness must ensue. It cannot be pursued. It's not a thing you get as a reward here. It's actually the day-to-dayness of living and acting rightly, or for the Stoics, living and acting with virtue. Very little is needed for a happy life, according to the Stoics. Musonius Rufus, one of the great Stoics, he's exiled 4 times. And what does he learn losing everything? He learns how much he was taking for granted. Yes, he misses Rome. He doesn't like being far away, but he reminds himself, did I actually experience Rome while I was there? What do I actually need to be happy? He says, I need a little bit of food. I need water. I need sunshine. I had those things in Rome. He sort of noticed that he's like one of those people that lives in New York City and brags about all its amenities, but he never took advantage of them. And he realized that actually the simple life was better. The simple life was more philosophical, and that he needed very little to be happy, and that what he had was enough. Everyone wants to become beautiful. The Stoics say you become beautiful when you make beautiful choices. And I think this is true when you see someone who is content with themselves, when someone who knows they are getting better, when someone is making positive choices in their life, that it radiates from them, regardless of what their body looks like, regardless of how old they are, regardless of what genetic gifts they have. If you want to be beautiful, make beautiful choices. Get up, right? Manage your life. Have a good schedule. As we talked about before, have a good media diet. Focus on doing difficult things. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. Beauty isn't just physical. It comes from who you are as a human being, how you carry yourself, what you think about yourself, what difference you make in the world. If you want to be beautiful, the Stoics say, start right now by making beautiful choices. I hope you like this video. I hope you subscribe. But what I really want you to subscribe to is our daily Stoic email, 1 bit of Stoic wisdom, totally for free to the largest community of Stoics ever in existence. You can sign up at dailystoic.com/email. There's no spam. You can unsubscribe at any time. I love sending it. I've sent it every day for the last 6 years, and I hope to see you there at dailystoic.com/email.